But it went in translating these ancient Greek books, what I realized is they're very scary and fate-based. A lot of the Hellenistic astrologers enjoy being scared by their fate-based charts. But I couldn't alter the translations, but what I could do is write a response text, which is what do we do if everything's fate-based in the chart, which I love about Hellenistic because it really looks at what is really in here. And there's a reason that they were fate-based. They were looking at what is this growing into, what is this chart good for, essentially. And there's a whole ancient philosophy called teleology, which that was built on, which I do adhere to actually, even in astrological remediation. But what I will say is that the response text was this one, Astrological Remediation, a guide for the modern practitioner. And what this book
Okay.
says is whatever you find in your fated chart, you can absolutely work with, enjoy, endeavor to thrive upon, So, uh, I find that happy astrologers know remediation because nothing in a chart bothers them. They can happily read charts for babies and older people, knowing that if there is something hard in the chart, there's always a solution.
I love that. I love that. So maybe can you tell us a little bit about the solution, this astrological remediation? What exactly is that?
Mhm. Well, I would say first of all, astrology at its best is probably a technical philosophy. It can be used scientifically, it can be used in all kinds of ways, but if we look at it as a philosophy, then what remediation is a tweak in our thinking. It's just saying, how can we think of this in a way that is helpful? So a lot of what I do is work with people who can already read natal charts and transits to help them figure out now what to do. What do I do with that information? So it's philosophy, honestly. Although there is a lot of, depending on who you are, no, every remediation artist is different. The only key to being an astrological remediation artist is knowing how to use astrology to help and heal in any case. Now, some people, though, are accountants and astrologers, and maybe they heal people with financial freedom. Maybe if you're a medical doctor and an astrologer, maybe you look at medical issues in astrologically. If you're a
Okay.
musician, maybe you heal people with music. But really, the crux of it is are you trying to help or heal in any case? And then the modality can be anything. Yeah. But I personally, I actually do take medical cases. I'm not a doctor, although I can seem to fix things that doctors can't figure out. And I do medical. I do a lot of psychological. I deal with people's manifestation and dreams.
Mm,
Basically, but a lot of what I do is I take the hardest cases. We might see a chart with a Moon, Saturn, Uranus, Pluto, Mars square or something like that. And, the person knows their chart. They know they have this hard aspect. They're living out the hard aspect one transit at a time. And they get sent to me, and I help them learn how to deal with those manias, the manias that come in on the transits to it. We look at timing. How often does this mania get triggered? I call it a mania because, what else
right.
breeds manias than transits, really? And so, I help the person with timing. I would say this square comes out once a week, or Mars is going to hit it at these times this year, and what can we do that might feel good on those transits instead of feel bad? And so there's a lot to the process of remediation, but it can be anything where we try to help something hard in a chart by any means necessary.